Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? Hey, on this particular video, we're going to go over how to set up the X32 rack to your computer using X32 Edit, as well as hooking it up with a router. Okay. Now, on the back of the X32 rack, you're going to see a port that says Ethernet and remote. Okay. Right here. Now, I believe on the full desk, they might actually have two ports. One would say Ethernet, one would say remote, but you want the Ethernet port. If you want to go straight into your computer, you would simply go from the Ethernet port into your computer's Ethernet port. Okay? The alternate port right here, that is for the P16 in-ear monitoring systems. So, unless you're using the P16, do not worry about this port. If you're going to go into a router, you're going to come out of this Ethernet port and you're going to go into a LAN port. All three of these yellow ones here, these are the two yellow ones, and the locking Ethercon connector here, those are Ethernet ports. Okay. And over here, and basically, guys, this is nothing more than a switch. Okay. Now, you have a WAN port, WAN. Do not use that port. It will not work. Okay. Take a piece of tape, put a piece of tape over it. You're at the gig. It's dark. You're trying to hook something up. Just as a reminder, do not use that port. So you would come out of the rack into the LAN port, any LAN port that you want to use. You come back out of that LAN port, okay, another port, again, just a switch, and you would run that into your computer. Okay? Now let's go ahead and jump over to X32 Edit, and we'll look at some information there, and then we're going to go set this up on the rack. Okay, guys, here we are. All right, X32 Edit, as you can see right up here, I am not connected. I am going to come to Setup. Now, here is my rack. Okay, my current firmware version on that rack is 4.06. My current version of the program for X32 Edit is version 4.3. This is the number we want right here. This computer. It is telling me what the IP address is for this computer. Now, you see it has the plural on the end of this. You might have more than one. Okay? My sync direction right now is from my mixer to PC. And then, as you can see the rack up here, this is what it's showing me the picture of. Right here, it's showing me it's disconnected. Now, auto connect. If I click this, then every time I turn on the X32 Edit program, it is going to connect automatically. Okay, and I'm going to show you just exactly what that means. I'm going to close the setup out. I'm going to close out X32 Edit, and then I'm going to open it back up. And there we are. As you can see right up here, the X32 Edit, we are now connected to this IP address. So let's go back to setup. So how do we get this number right here to sync with this number right here? All right. That's what we're going to do. Now, normally I don't do the auto sync, guys. You can if you want. I just wanted to show you what the options are. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this right here. I'm disconnected. Okay. And we're going to go over to the X32 rack. I'm going to do the best I can trying to shoot this video, guys. I am not a videographer. Okay. I don't have a studio set up to do videos other than screencast. All right. So let's go ahead and see how this turns out. All right. Okay, guys, here we are at the rack. I'm going to come over to Setup. I'm going to come to the first encoder, and I'm going to bring it up there to my IP address, or actually I can start right here. Okay. I'm going to push this button and watch what happens. I've now engaged the DHCP switch. I don't want that. Okay. I'm going to take it off of this. I'm going to come down to the bottom. Okay? And that is where, if you remember that number that I showed you, okay, on the laptop, on the X32 edit, where it showed me what my number was, I'm going to come to the first knob here. And as you can see, I can adjust this. I'm going to set it to 192. The second one, I'm going to set it to 168, 1, and then 1. Okay? I can set this to whatever I want to as long as I've got this 1 in here in between that range up here at the 105. So I'm going to set it to 1. Okay, that's what it is for my computer. Then I'm going to come back to the first knob. I'm going to come up, the subnet is 255. As you can see, okay, that's maxed all the way out. 255, come over to the third one, 255, come over to the fourth one, 255, and then 0. Okay? Now, coming back, I'm going to go up to the IP address, and I'm going to mimic the first 3 numbers. Okay? Come to the second knob. I'm going to set it 192 to match the 192. I'm going to come to the third one and go 168 to mimic the 168. Same thing with the 1 and the 1. Now, on the last number, this is what you want to do. You want to put this anywhere outside of that 1. Okay? You cannot sit here and make it the same. That won't work. So you come up on the IP address. This is for the rack now. Okay? And I'm going to run that up to 105 because that's what works on, for me. But anywhere, you should be able to come up there on this range and go anywhere past that 1. Or we can set it at 104 here. Come to the 5th one and go assign. And I am done. Okay? So now let's go back over to X32 edit. Okay, guys. Now, I apologize for the audio there going over it with the rack, but like I said, I'm not set up to do these external videos. But as you can see up here, I am connected. All right, and we come back up to setup now, and if you'll look, you'll see this number on my rack has now changed. Okay, but that's all right. We are connected. We're doing the auto connect, and there is my connected IP address now. Instead of 105 before, it is now 104. Okay, the last 3 numbers. As you can see down here, the IP address for my laptop has not changed whatsoever. Okay, so that's it. That is how you connect it. Now, on my particular computer right now, I am going into my router and then coming out of my router back into my laptop. Okay, so how do we do this now for Wi-Fi? Now that we've got our X32 rack connected to our X32 edit for the laptop, what we're going to do now is go look at our Wi-Fi. Okay? Remember, keep in mind, all we've done is done a hard wire into from the X32 rack, the Ethernet port, into the router, the LAN port, out of the router LAN port, into the laptop computer. Okay? So now let's go ahead and set up the wireless. Okay, guys. Now, as you can see right here, my link system 00444 is my wireless. That's my Wi-Fi. Okay? Now, as you can see, my computer for the internet is plugged in directly. Same thing. Okay? Through the LAN port, not the WAN port. Okay? So this is my hardwired connection to the internet, and this is what my wireless is for the internet. Okay? And this is what I'm going to be connecting my iPad to. All right? So let's go ahead and look at what we need to do in the iPad. Okay, guys. Now, here we are looking at my iPad. I apologize for the lighting. Okay? But as you can see, on my Wi-Fi, I am connected to that same link system 00444 that I showed you earlier. That is what my computer is plugged into. That is what the rack is plugged into. So now when I come up and I open my X32 mix, remember the IP address that we put down? Remember the one that we assigned for the rack? You see the console? You see it's listening right now? Remember how we changed it? Well, right now, it's not going to connect. Okay? If you'll see right up here, I've got the IP address for this iPad. There is my mask, the 255.255.255.0. So I've got to go in here and change this from 105 to 104. So I'm simply going to click right there. And I'm going to delete the last number, and I'm going to put in a 4. Okay? And then I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to say connect. And there we are. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to X32 Edit and watch these faders move. As you can see now, okay, here's my fingers in front of this. I'm now moving this on my X32 Edit. So I can come in here. Okay, now even though I'm doing it in X32 Edit, it's not going to show you on this, on the iPad, but I've got all my routing here, and I'm going to switch back to X32 Edit. Here is my routing here, my locals coming in 1 through 9, or 1 through 8, 9 through 16. I can switch the AES 50 over here for my S16. If you look right over here, it is not connected. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. You'll see the green light come on here, and there it is. So now we come back over here to routing. So now if I come up to the iPad and I click on routing, there is my routing. Local inputs 1 through 8, 9 through 16. For the AES 50, it's AES 50 1 through 8, AES 50 9 through 16. Okay? And guys, it really is just that simple. Now I can run my X32 rack mixer. Okay, as you can see, now I'm moving the iPad, and it's moving it in Edit, and it's also moving it on the X32 rack. Okay, I hope this has cleared up some issues. If you want to learn more about this, guys, come over to danatucker.com. I got a $200 course. We go face to face on Zoom, just like I'm doing now. The only difference is you're looking at my screen, I'm looking at your screen. You're asking me questions, and I'm answering them for you in real time. I've got my own procedure that I teach with. I come straight out of the manual, and I'll get you through this system. All right? Take care. God bless, and we are out of here.